What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Old Volks TV. It's a day to work on the new project Ragtop. You saw a video a couple videos ago where we went out and picked this up, barn find sort of. I was a little disappointed that it was already out of the barn and clean, but what are you gonna do? we picked up this rad 62 Ragtop, all original condition. Beautiful car. Came with just about everything. Missing a couple little pieces of glass, a couple little pieces here and there, but really, really good car. One thing that surprised me though with this car is that this car is not set up for pop-outs. I guess the early cars, some of them were, some of them weren't, depending on how it was ordered or how it was put together. I gotta have pop-outs. Even with the Ragtop, I gotta have pop-outs. And our buddy Jeremy over at Loosenuts sent us a set of his super latches to get those pop-outs nice and wide. So we're gonna go ahead and put those in today. So I'll show you how to put a pop-out window in an early car that doesn't have provisions for it. It's pretty easy. It's a little scary, but it's not too bad. So let's zoom in a little closer and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Before we can go ahead and get those windows in, there's a few things that we're going to need to gather up before we get started. So whether your car has the provisions for the pop-outs or not, this is still a very good step to take. We're going to need some pinch welt. This goes on the frame where the seal would grab normally. It finishes it off, it kind of protects the headliner or edge a little bit. Makes it look nice. This comes in black and white, and I went with the Wolfsburg West version of that. You're going to need these little covers. I'll put these part numbers down below. You need a little cover on the inside which covers the hinge, make it kind of look pretty and finish it off. These also come in white and black, and I think I've seen chrome. And I think they work on both sides. I don't think it matters. So that's kind of trim related. You definitely need to make sure when you buy your windows that you have this or that you order this. This is like they call it a hinge plate or like a little bar, I think I've heard it called. But it goes up here in the hinge, and once you drill the holes in the frame, this kind of sits on the other side and these screws go through the frame and into this. This is sort of tapped. You can get these at Wolfsburg West as well. This is an original one. I only have the one, so I did order a new setup, but I have enough to get going for now. We can show you how to do it at least. So definitely need that and all the hardware. You'll need a latch of some sort. Like I said, Jeremy sent us some of his super latches. You got the stock latches. They're much, much shorter, as you can see. And then you'll need some of these seals. This is like a T-shaped. Probably going to be super hard to see, but it's like a T-shaped seal that goes in the frame of the window here, and I'll have a video of how to put those in soon because I got to put one in. I did one, then I said, oh man, I should have taped it. So we'll get this one on another video because it does take a while, but all those can be had from Wolfsburg West. This one you get from Loosenuts. Wolfsburg West also has the stock ones if you're interested. You also, another huge thing when you're getting pop-out windows for your car, make sure you get the right ones because there are early and late style. They're super early for those split guys, but we won't talk about that. That's like a whole different thing. Most people are going to run into one of two styles. The early style, which is what we have here, has this on the frame. This is the attachment for the latch. The early style is on the frame. The later style, which is what this one is, it has like a little button, and that goes actually through the glass somewhere back here. So when you're looking at your frames and your windows, if you have a hole in the glass, that's going to be 65 and later, up to like 79 or whatever, whenever they stop making supers. I don't know, but that's the later style. The early style, it's always on the frame. So make sure you get the right one. 64 and down is early, 65 and up is late. So make sure you get the right windows and the right latches. That's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and jump in to the car and we'll show you how to mark the holes and get everything perfectly aligned so that we can put these windows in the bug. So the window, this part right here, is what this little frame attaches to. So if you can see somehow, there you go, it's kind of shaped like an S. So this part goes over the lip here where the seal would go, and then the fatter part, this fatter part down here is where that little bar goes, and the screws kind of go through everything to keep the window in. When you put your seal on, you'll notice that it's kind of cupped, it's kind of shaped like a C. I always put it with that C towards the inside of the car. That way, when you put it in and you close it, it makes a good seal. I've seen them done the other way and they kind of look sucked in like that, and I don't really care for that. I'm sure there's a right way and a wrong way, but to me, that just feels like it's more correct. It's going to be hard to get it in there with that new seal, so just take your time. There we go. See, and then when you close that latch, it kind of sucks that seal in. This one needs a little sunshine to unwrinkle it, but you can take a little pick or something and pull it out once you get it all mounted, and then you'll be good. So this will hinge on that thing. They'll come out about that far. Stock, they only come out about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, but with Jeremy's latches, they come out way out here. So we'll jump inside. I'll show you how to get marked for the holes, and we'll start drilling. What I like to do is put the window in and tape it. I had to do it ahead of time because I need more people. I can't work the camera and everything, but you'll get the idea. So I put the window in, shove it as far forward as possible, as much as this little bracket will allow, and then you check the operation of this is going to be shaky because it's on the seat, but you check the operation of the latch. Make sure that it works. I got it tight here, but you want to make sure that when it's closed, you know, with the window, I'm going to move you here, hold on, get a better angle at it. With the window closed tight, you want to have, you know, that thing in a good spot, and then you kind of hold it. Again, this is going to be tricky, but you hold it and then you push the window open, and you make sure that you can still put it on your marks with the window fully open. This piece is going to want to drag on that frame, so you got to make sure that you got it far enough forward that it won't. It'll really only go in one spot. So that's good right there. In order to do all this testing, what you got to do is sort of tape that window, shove it forward, and then I take these little, it's not going to focus, autofocus. There we go. So I take these little screws called a tech screw. See, it's got that little drilly point, and I'll shoot one, hang on, right here in the top, with that thing all the way squished forward. So now the window can't fall out. Then you go back here and you work on this latch, and then when you get that latch exactly in the right spot, open and close without rubbing, then we'll shoot some of these tech screws. That's what Jeremy sends with the kit for the back, is little tech screws. They just go in, you don't have to pre-drill, and they'll hold it just fine. So we're going to set this rear piece in with one screw for now to hold it, and then check the operation, make sure we got it in the right spot. If it's good, then we'll put the other 4 in, then we'll come over here and we'll mark and drill the rest of these holes to put the little plate in there and bolt it in, and that's it. It's in. And then we put the little pinch welt on there and the little cover, and that's it. That's the end. So I'm gonna try to find a good stable place for this camera, and then we'll get to work on everything. Here's your the little bar that goes in that hinge there, and I will usually take a couple wraps of masking tape or electrical tape or something and do that not covering a hole, because when you put that in there, it'll hold it in place so that it's not slipping around on you, and then you can put the couple screws in to align it and it'll stay exactly where it is. And you pop those screws out, and then, you know, we drilled these holes right here so the screws can go through them. These are just slightly bigger than the little screw we're going to use, so the screw will pass through and it'll go into that plate on this side over here, and that's what holds these windows in from falling out while you're driving. So put a little tape on there. There we go. So when when you slide it in its little spot, the tape will hold it. I kind of missed. You got to play around with it a little bit, and then you have to move it so that the little holes, and you can take a screwdriver and tap it with a hammer until it's, you know, on the edges, until those holes line up perfect. And then you just put a couple screws to set it, and then take the screws out, and that thing won't fall. So, a little helpful trick. We're going to try and do this in the car with the camera, so we'll see how it works. But oh, and I got this one. We put one little tech screw in there, what came with the kit. So we'll put the other 3 in, and that's what's going to hold that, and then we'll do a test. We already tested how it works with 1 screw and 1 screw, so we know that the bracket doesn't rub and it has clearance. So since we've tested it, we can bolt everything in and be done. So let me try that with the camera and we'll see how good a job I can do. Alright, we got 1 screw in, and we got 1 screw in the back, and that's hopefully, you know, enough to hold it until you can do the rest of this part. I got those holes drilled out, I got that plate in there, got the tiny little screws that came with the kit. And we just go in snug. Oop, this way. So you just go in snug. You don't gotta like crank them in there super tight. They're very, very short, but they go through. You can see the plate, and then the body, and then this plate, and then this plate's on the other side. So the screw kind of goes through everything. And there's 5. You got to use all 5. You don't want to skimp on that. That's what's holding the window in. So once we get all 5 of those put in, we got all 4 of those put in, then we're in good shape on this side. We can put the pinch welt. This thing is all over the place. We can put that pinch welt in there and then finish it off, and I'll show you what it looks like. There you go, 1 perfectly installed functional pop-out window with the Loosenuts bracket. Now we're going to do the pinch welt. You can see this, it's kind of got like little teeth in there that grab, and it's split, it's 1 piece. So we want the gap to be towards the front. That's where that little hingy part is. So we're going to end up having to trim this. This is a little long. So I'm going to try and put this on from the inside, but you can look from the outside because you'll be able to see a little bit better how this gets installed. Let me zoom in. We'll do that. Wow, would you look at that? Pop-outs with seals. That's going to sit in there nice and tight. That seal tucks in there just perfect because we put the C to follow the shape of the body, otherwise it would just get sucked in. You know, this creates a nice tight seal all the way around. You might have to take a pick and just gently flip this edge out so you can scooch the window in if you have the seal on there. But, you know, you play with it a little bit. I couldn't do it and hold the camera, it just didn't work out so good. Almost dropped the window. But if you get it in there nice, it'll close nice and tight and you can open it up. Once I have the little tab I need, you know, I'll connect that. But it's pretty good. I mean, it opens pretty wide. I think I have a picture of the kid with her head sticking out on another car we did. So I dig it. It's gonna help the air come out a lot better. So it'll come in through the top and out through the back. It'll be nice and smooth. It's like having a rear safari on a bus. So that's good. I'm happy. We'll take them all out. We'll do the headliner next. The padding and then the headliner. Get that all in there. It'll look nice inside. The seats are going to get stitched back together. We're going to keep the same seats. And then put the rest of the glass in after the headliner and we're pretty much done. So, you know, then we can move on to motors and find out what's leaking in the transmission, probably the boots. But we'll get to it. So that'll be on the next episode. For now, check out our friends, Volks America, Volks Mania, and VW Radio. Just throw a .com at the end of any of those. You'll get to the website that you need to. Get you a Teespring shirt for the summertime. A couple new designs were just released, so those are out now. And you know, get you some of those. And then, oh yeah, thanks for watching.